Hi everybody, today we are going to be talking about bringing your small children to Walt Disney World. We've had a little bit of experience with this and we thought we'd share it. There's going to be a series of videos on this topic. There's just so much that we learned from taking Oliver when he was little bitty. Of course, we didn't take Kaya until she was like 8, but with him we had a lot of things that really worked for us. So anyway, so today the first thing we're going to talk about is rides that are best for babies. Now you can ride a ton of different rides with babies, but maybe not all of them would be great for your baby. And this is going to kind of vary from person to person because I feel like Oliver tolerated a lot of rides and actually enjoyed them. And maybe some other children wouldn't or whatever. So we're going to talk about Magic Kingdom first and just kind of go through the list. So the first one that I would suggest is Dumbo, of course. You know, it does go up and down and high and all that stuff, but it's not super fast and it's fun, and Oliver really did act like he enjoyed it when we went. So I would say that that is a good ride. I won't talk the whole time.
They even have that indoor part where you can play in the queue.
They do.
I mean, we're kind of germaphobes, so that freaks us out.
I'm
big
germaphobe.
Yeah. But
when he gets older, you know, like maybe when he's 3 or something, I'll probably let him. But
for some reason, the queue in the last few years has been a lot shorter. Yes. It used to be a really long line. Mm-hmm. You had to get a fast pass for it, but it's much easier to get in now.
Mm-hmm. Another one, and this is the first ride we always ride on when we go, is Peter Pan. Peter Pan's Flight. We love that ride. It was actually the first ride that we rode, period, when we went to Magic Kingdom. I believe, wasn't it? Yeah.
Probably.
And we just love it. Fell in love with it. Didn't expect for it to be as amazing as it is, so maybe you go on that. But Oliver loves it too, both times that he's been on it. And it's just a really fun ride, and it doesn't go like fast and whatever, and there's really lots of colors and things kind of going on and stuff. Yes, it's just really fun.
Small World.
Yes, Small World.
Which is right across from Peter Pan.
And the great thing about that one is, like, it may look like it's really, really crowded, but they put so many people on a boat and it goes really fast. Like, people get on fast, and it just, so don't be like, you know, totally put off by like, oh my gosh, it looks like 1 million people, because it usually goes pretty fast. They load people up pretty fast.
Music, I think the way it moves slow, and the music is good for settling the babies down as well.
It's fun.
Winnie the Pooh.
Yes. Winnie the Pooh. And I was just kind of like, oh, let's ride Winnie the Pooh, but I don't know if Oliver's going to care. But he loves Winnie the Pooh, and so he really enjoyed that ride too. It's fun. Of course, with the little characters, I feel like they're kind of themed a lot for babies. Maybe not. I mean, everybody loves Winnie the Pooh, but especially when they're babies, I don't know.
You probably will want to get a fast pass for that one, though.
Yeah, because that one's long. Long wait. Another one is The Little Mermaid ride. I can't remember like the actual.
It's called The Voyage of the Little Mermaid.
The Little Mermaid.
I think so.
That one's really fun because it has a lot of music too, and a lot of bright colors, and glowing stuff again. And it's just a lot of fun.
The queue's almost non-existent most of the time.
Yes, and there's like little things that you can do in line, searching for things, and there's movement and all that, and he enjoyed that too. And the other one is People Mover. I think it's called something else now.
Tomorrowland Transportation Authority.
Yeah, but we just call it People Mover.
Yeah, it's People Mover.
But I enjoyed it. Oliver enjoyed it. Just relaxing on it. Like it's just a nice ride to see everything and kind of go around the park, and it just was fun and good for babies. Good for babies.
Epcot.
Yes, Epcot. Spaceship Earth. A lot of the same things, glowing things, slow kind of pace. That one's fun. Living with the Land.
You're just on a boat.
Yes.
going on a boat down a river, and it's just kind of calm, so it's easy for them to calm down on that type thing.
Another one is the
Three Caballeros.
Yes.
Which is in the Mexico Pavilion inside the restaurant.
That nobody knows the name of.
Yeah, the Mexico ride. That's what people call it, but yeah. They just updated it recently as well, so it's got
That one's a good one too. And yeah.
The best one, though, at Epcot is Nemo.
Yes, for sure. I actually have several pictures that I'd absolutely love of Oliver at this ride, because at the end of the ride, well, I guess I should talk about the ride first. It is like the kind of slower pace. It's just going through, and then you see all the fish and the characters, and they're interacting kind of with you, and it's just kind of entertaining. It kind of keeps their attention a little bit, and it's just a fun ride for everybody, I think. But at the end, it's just kind of like an added bonus is they have an awesome aquarium there, and you can see all kinds of different fish, and they have manatees,
Dolphins.
Yeah,
and
they have different like little show things that they do with you,
Yeah.
or interactive things that the cast members do with you. But I love that,
Yeah.
and we got some really good pictures of Oliver in his little Mickey hat. So it's a good ride. It's probably one of the best ones at Epcot for children. Next one is Hollywood Studios.
Which there's not a whole lot there
there's
for
just
small
not.
children. The main ride is just gonna be the Disney Junior show.
Yeah.
It's just made for little kids. But if you they'll put up with it, if you have the kind of child that will, not be too loud. There's a Little Mermaid show, which is a dark thing, and there's glowing stuff around, and they may deal with that. But that's about it there.
Next one is Animal Kingdom. They have the Triceratops spin, which is very similar to Dumbo. They have the
Safari.
the Kilimanjaro Safari. That's fun. They have a train there.
Yeah, the train goes out to Conservation Station,
Yes.
which most people could probably skip, but they have like a petting zoo type thing called Affection Section, where they can like interact with goats and sheep and that kind of thing.
But also just seeing the animals, there's lots of different little, exhibits where the animals are and stuff, and that in and of itself is fun for the babies. Another thing we want to talk about is restaurants. We haven't been to a ton of restaurants yet. We're working on it, but 1900 Park Fair is good. It's in the Grand Floridian Resort, and Oliver loved that. He got to meet Winnie the Pooh, and it was really fun. Another one is
Crystal Palace in Magic Kingdom. It's specifically designed for younger kids. It has Winnie the Pooh and stuff. Also at Hollywood Studios, one of the other things they have is at Hollywood and Vine, they have a breakfast and lunch character meal with some of the Disney Junior characters like Doc McStuffins and Jake from the Neverland Pirates show and that kind of stuff. So that might be. There's also some meet and greets there with some Disney Junior characters. So they would have fun with the meet and greets there, probably. Sophia is there as well.
Yeah. So next thing we want to talk about is stroller parking. There's lots of strollers. Cast members move your strollers around when your stroller is in stroller parking. They do have specific areas nearby or close to the ride. If
you have a hard time finding it, there's signage that say stroller parking most of the time. If you're having a hard time finding it, just ask a cast member because, for example,
Haunted Mansion,
we had a hard time finding it.
It's a little bit difficult because it's actually pretty far away from the ride. It's not just right there, so that one's a little bit trickier to find.
And at Epcot, you can't bring strollers inside the Land Pavilion. That whole thing with Sunshine Seasons and stuff, you can't bring your stroller in there. You have to park outside, which is kind of a distance away and off to the side. it's kind of obvious where it is, but if you have a hard time, you can always ask a cast member.
Another thing is put something unique on your stroller so that you can identify it, because there are a ton of people putting balloons that they buy from the parks on there, and it's going to make it a little bit more difficult when the cast members have to move it around, and then you're not going to like know where your stroller is. So
you
put something
can
unique on it. You know, just some
print
a
8.5 by
tag.
11. Yeah.
We did that.
Laminate it because it rains all the time.
We had different things on ours that help kind of like set it apart from everybody else. So the next thing we're going to talk about is splash pads, and the first one is that I know of is Epcot, and it's when you're on your way to the World Showcase, it's going to be on the right. You can't miss it. There's usually kids playing in it anyway.
Yeah, they're a lot of fun for little kids, especially in the summer or when it's hot. They can have a lot of fun playing in them, as long as you don't mind them getting a little wet.
Yes. Well, even for older kids like to do it, because when we took Kaya when she was 8, she played in it with another little girl. So it's pretty much fun for anybody. I've seen adults in there before.
Yeah.
I've seen adults.
But even little babies, they have fun watching the water and stuff like that. Or
the other one is an Animal Kingdom, and it's over by the Cali River Rapids, and there's like, it's hard for me to describe. It is over in that vicinity of the area, next to a restroom, like outside of the restroom, and there's like a few little spots where there's these little fountains that come out, and you don't know when they're going to come out. It's kind of fun, and Oliver really enjoyed playing in that on our last trip. So
shoot water out of the ground and out of the wall and stuff.
And there happened to be a photographer, cast member, taking pictures too, so we got to get a really good picture of him playing there. So that was fun, and it was a nice way to cool off. And I think that's all. I think that's all we're going to talk about today. Like I said, this is going to be like a series, and we have other things that we're going to discuss that we found to be very helpful traveling with little ones. I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and don't forget to like it and subscribe, and we'll see you next time.